What's up, YouTube? I've been looking for that video. I found a video. I worked at Google Data Center. What I saw will shock you. I did one video where Elon Musk placed his, he built his data center, and we've seen only from the outside. We've seen some partial insight, but almost nothing. So I actually really want to see the perspective, the POV of somebody who actually worked there. What it's like. What are the jobs? What are the tasks connected to your job and stuff like that. If you love it, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notification. Let that bell ring you. And I'd say let's not waste any more time, right? Let's go.
Good to be true.
In 20 years, we may look back and go like, I'm not sure we should have done that. But right now, it feels right.
All over the country, states and local governments have been rolling out the red carpet for data centers.
America's newest boom towns aren't mines, they're data centers.
Nothing less than a digital gold rush.
Driving that is AI.
They're offering huge tax breaks and other financial incentives to developers and tech companies. And what do communities get in exchange?
Google's $40 billion announcement.
Tech titans pouring billions of dollars.
They get waste management. They get waste put into their environment. That's what they get. Like, locals are not profiting from that, from these big ass data centers. They're just not. Let's be honest. The average 0815 average Joe is not profiting from these ones. And of course, it's one of the biggest booms right now. All the companies are moving to AI. It'll be huge. It'll be absolutely fucking huge.
27 billion.
$600 billion.
Skilled tradespeople are needed to build these high-tech centers.
Dozens of jobs.
Everyone's jobs will change.
Hundreds of jobs.
High-paying jobs.
Over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
But is that actually true?
They take great care of us.
Yes.
They pay travel. They get
Yeah, it will be true.
A cluster of data centers in your community may not provide you any benefit whatsoever.
It'll be a huge issue. Like, let me tell you that. It'll be a huge issue. Once AI hits, your job will not function as it used to be. So better be prepared. Better do what's right. Because the only thing that really can't be replaced is your soul. The kinetic and electrical energy that comes from within. That's the only thing that can't be replaced. Like the way you are. But everything you do, everything you've learned, AI can learn. AI can do. So if you can do it, he can do it. So if you can do it, he can do it, sucker. You get replaced instantly. There's no question asked, because employers need to pay you. Employers do not need to pay AI, like in the beginning first, when they acquired that robot. But afterwards, why should they? Why?
And I traveled from my home state of Oregon, which has seen mass layoffs and disappearing tax revenue.
Breaking news. Intel announced that it would be laying off more than 500 people.
That number has since jumped to nearly 2,400 people.
And it'll be worse. Prepare yourself, people. Please prepare yourself. Like the end of the job pool, like what we've used to know and what we know, it will change dramatically.
Today, we're going to ask, are the economic trade-offs powering the data center boom actually worth it for the rest of us? The answer is a lot more nuanced than I expected.
Like, yes, eventually, but like the only thing I really can't understand, can't you build these data centers in Nevada? Like in the desert, like in the middle of nowhere? Why do you have to build it where people live, where people could get sick, where people fight with emission, fight with radiation, fight with whatever kind of emission you got? I don't get it. Maybe I'm the stupid one. Like I said, I don't know nothing.
I moved to Oregon 9 months ago for the peace and quiet. It's a rural state.
and agriculture has a $42 billion economic footprint here, supporting more than 500,000 jobs. But farmers I spoke to tell me they're under threat. I'm in Hillsboro, Oregon, and right behind me is an 1800s farmhouse. And 5 years ago, we were surrounded by hundreds of acres of farmland. Today, it's data centers everywhere you look.
These are all data centers. They call this the data center alley of Hillsboro.
There was a tulip farm here. There was a big grass seed operation, an ecosystem of farming that this land supports.
Aaron Nichols is a farmer in Hillsboro, Oregon, 20 miles from where I live in Portland. He was the first stop in my investigation because before digging into the jobs at data centers, I wanted to know what happens to other industries when big tech moves in.
How many people do you employ here on the farm?
We employ about 10 people on our farm on about 15 acres. We could expand and grow more food for more people, but buying land is nearly impossible because people are hoping to hold on to it and sell it for a windfall profit.
Everybody's doing that. And if these big tech companies move into your city, you're done anyway. Maybe you could get lucky and your land will be bought for like a high value price. But in the end, I don't think that's really. I hope these people will make it through. I mean, like, we're just starting. It won't be as dramatic as it sounds, but there will be a huge shift in powers and geographical locations. So that'll be a huge shift in everywhere that we do. But couldn't we like place the servers into the ocean, or into like Elon Musk said, like, yeah, we should shoot that shit into the orbit. There's no oxygen. Oxygen can't cause fire, and none of that. So we'd be fine, right? But I guess not.
And it's not just his business.
People that need an automotive shop or that are going to open an electrical firm or a small computer firm, they look at that land price and they're completely out of the market.
Not only are they driving away other businesses, data centers are driving up costs too. Pacific Power and Portland General Electric customers saw a 50% increase in their electricity bills since 2020. Analysts say that data center growth is a major factor. And what's worse, data centers aren't contributing as much money to the community as you might think. That's because Oregon's laws give data centers some $330 million a year in tax breaks.
There are a number of incentive systems to come.
Like, that's where it gets crazy. Tax break. Who was in Congress and who was in the political party or like just like involved with the government and Trump? Who was there to try to clean things up, get rid of corruption and stuff like that? Who was the first to do it with data centers? Elon Musk. So, boys, we cooked. That's basically it. We cooked. He was in the government for a few months, weeks even, but that's all he needed to give these data centers a tax break. I mean, like, shit just fits together perfectly, and that's not a coincidence. Elon was one of the first to do it, and now all the big tech companies are doing it too, buying up all the RAM, firing a lot of people.
Oregon, the enterprise zone is a 5-year no property tax waiver for building industrial or building jobs. Out of that comes schools, parks, fire, police, municipal. We've lost that revenue for 5 years.
Local residents are already seeing the impacts from this lost tax revenue.
Yeah,
a report from Good Jobs First found Oregon schools lost $275 million to property tax abatements that could have gone to hire 3,600 teachers.
If they would have paid their annual taxes, their property taxes would have been $7.22 million.
So they're getting about $6.5 million off their taxes.
That's right, that they're not paying.
Without tax revenue from data centers, the people who live in Hillsboro are going to end up suffering because they're not going to have the high quality schools that they deserve, and a lot of that cash is just going to flow straight through the city like a sieve.
We're all paying our taxes for the schools.
That's
The
sad
data
to
centers
hear,
are
bro.
not. It feels like that money is being
That's sad, bro. I mean, like,
kind of extracted from our community. We pay the infrastructure costs, we don't see tax revenue, and we see the profits being funneled out to people we'll never meet.
Do you want a pen or your utensils?
It's always like that.
For the Nichols family, it's personal.
Here we go.
How is the shortfall for the school district here, how is that impacting your family?
My son's autistic. It makes it so that he cannot get an aide full-time, and it definitely makes it harder on us. We love our teachers, they're amazing, but we do see them doing more with less, and sometimes, unfortunately, less with less.
We actually even lost a 5th and a 4th grade teacher. So now the 3rd and 4th grades have to be split, so the 5th and 6th grades have to be split.
The city of Hillsborough has been making a lot of economic development decisions.
Like teachers, people are undervalue teachers all the time. They are one of the most important people. They teach and they educate the next generation, bro. If you poison the source, it's over. And that's what they try to do. That's what they tried with the LGBT stuff and like all the brainwash manipulation that they put in the school books and stuff like that.
At their meetings, the public really hasn't been consulted about what kind of economic development they want and what they want to see from that.
I reached out to the economic development director at Hillsborough, Dan Diaz, but his office said he was, quote, not available for this discussion. Okay, so data centers have both driven down jobs from other industries and depleted key tax revenue. So what have they brought to Hillsborough? What was the trade-off? Driving around the area, it's clear that the construction of these massive data centers has created a demand for temporary construction jobs in Oregon. Electrician Ashley Cummings wanted to get in on that gold rush.
I was studying to be a CNA and randomly decided I'm gonna go be an electrician because those data centers look busy. It was a really good idea. I make a lot of money, it was great, but I don't know if it's gonna last very long. I think after we get them up, they don't need us anymore.
Ashley says her husband works on data centers too, but not in Oregon. He's nearly 2,000 miles away in Abilene, Texas.
My husband decided to go work in Abilene, one of the biggest data centers built in the country. Big as all of the data centers here in Hillsborough combined into one.
To find out more about what these jobs are really like, I decided to head to Abilene myself. This is OpenAI.
And yeah, they're building all of that in America. Why? Tariffs.
AI's massive Stargate AI data center in Abilene, Texas, a $500 billion project with Oracle and NVIDIA. The companies say they're creating some 6,000 temporary construction jobs and some 1,700 long-term jobs. And the state of Texas has given more than $1 billion in tax breaks to welcome data centers. Google announced it's investing $40 billion towards 3 new data centers in Texas. This is what Google CEO Sundar Pichai.
Bro, with these tax breaks, yeah, you're basically inviting everybody to come join the party. It won't stop. First, it will get worse before it gets better.
Had to say.
We are excited that our data center and energy investments are going to create jobs. Google currently employs thousands of Texans, and we support countless more jobs across the state through our work with local businesses. Second, our continued investment in the state over many years will support thousands of construction jobs.
Texas will be the centerpiece for AI data centers for Google in the entire world.
Yeah. Good night, Texas.
I came across some construction workers with a California license plate. Just like Ashley's husband, these workers weren't locals.
And they're from all over, from California, Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, North Dakota, West Virginia, all over the United States. We have a lot of stuff energized right now, and pretty soon we're gonna turn on a quarter of the substation, which is gonna be 345,000 volts.
What made you want to travel this far?
The money.
23-year-old Ty Fields is from Sacramento. He's working as an electrician on the substation that will power Stargate, earning $3,200 a week.
That's pretty great money for a 23-year-old, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is, bro. What the hell? I did not know that they were paying that good of money. Maybe, boys, I gotta go. I have a flight in 3 hours heading to Texas, so gotta pack my bag. Nah, but for real, damn, 3,200 a week. Boys getting 12K a month. Not bad. Gotta respect the hustle. I mean, I do it too, but I don't know shit about electricity. I know shit about economy and how businesses are built and hold together. But shit, not bad, my boy.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that. These are different jobs I've worked on and different companies I've been with. One from Skanska, one from Desk Corp, Phoenix 12, Phoenix 13.
He's sharing an Airbnb for $1,400 a week with a few roommates,
Sit on bed, make yourself look comfortable.
including 22-year-old
$1,400
Damian
a
Alvarado
week.
from San Antonio.
You see yourselves in this for a long time?
Yeah. I think that electrical and substations especially are very important. I mean, they're going to be around forever, you know, until humanity destroys itself.
It is a bit dystopian.
Very dystopian, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. It'll be crazy, man. It'll be absolutely crazy. Honestly, I'm Flash. I'm honestly not quite sure how the future will look. I always think to myself that, what will it look like? What will the countries look like? And there's been talk about numerous rumors about you can't leave your district, everything is under control, you're being watched and stuff. But what happens outside of that district? Imagine like everything being filled with data centers. Not quite sure I like it.
It is on par 100%. 1984, Fahrenheit 451, Brave New World. Those are all literary pieces that are pretty much line for line what's going on in America today.
Thousands of temporary workers like Ty and Damien are good news for the real estate industry in Abilene. Short-term housing revenue is up 40% this year, and hotels up 91% compared to the same quarter last year.
Sometimes it's $150 a night, sometimes it's $250.
The housing crunch has been great for Airbnb owners like Ken Hogan, who also heads up Abilene's Real Estate Association.
And we really haven't had any trouble keeping it occupied, so we think it's priced fairly.
Apartments are almost 100% occupied, with rents increasing 20% in the last year.
They pay and they expect to pay a premium for the properties. As soon as we put them out, we have multiple inquiries and applications on them. So it's been good for us.
Just the fact of having that many workers out there, 6,000 to 7,000 people, they're gonna buy clothing here.
A lot of people won't be happy about that. I can tell you that. I can tell you that with a certainty.
Fuel, food, they're gonna eat in our restaurants, stay in our properties and hotels.
But there's another side.
I've had days where I've literally cried about it when I can't get a place.
Thousands of residents like Honesty, who works as a home health aide in Abilene, can't find a place to live. She is one of 1,000 people in Abilene who have received a housing voucher from the city's housing authority, but can't find a landlord willing to take it, with data center workers driving up the rent.
I get it, they're here to build on Abilene, but as far as like personal care aid people, we're also needed because we're the people that make sure that your next door neighbor, like, they get their mail.
Yeah, that's true. What she said. They're so concerned with the future that they forget the present. So concerned with the future that you forget the present. Think about that sentence yourself if you ever find yourself stressed about what's going to happen. Remember, you're in the present. Don't take things for granted. Look around. It'll be nice. It'll be fine. But she's right. Yeah, you're building for the future. You're investing for the future. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're still here right now. What about that fact? That's a good one, man. Didn't think she would pull that one.
Trash gets taken out. Like they get to their doctor's appointments, like things like that.
So if you can't find a place to live, can you stay working here?
No.
Texas is a natural place to study. They have 254 counties.
Economics researcher Michael Hicks decided to study the rise of data centers in Texas. Economics researcher Michael Hicks.
Texas is a natural place to study. They have 254.
For real? I gotta. For real. Man, I'm always, you gotta understand, I'm from fucking Switzerland. That's compared to you guys, that's nothing. It's literally nothing. I'm always stunned. Our country is built up by like 20 counties, if you want to call them 20. Texas alone got 254. I'm always flabbergasted by that, by these facts.
Counties.
Economics researcher Michael Hicks decided to study the rise of data centers in Texas to understand what communities are actually getting in return for massive tax abatements. He published his report on Substack. So what did he find?
They're not creating jobs, they're not adding income, they're not providing tax revenue to Texans to build schools, to maintain their road network, or to improve their electric infrastructure, which is a problem.
Nightmare.
He also found something that really disputes the whole idea that data centers are creating new jobs.
Transitioning people from a non-data center-related information services into data centers. The men and women you see working at a data center site, many of them would have been on a residential or apartment building construction site.
When it comes to tax breaks and financial incentives, Hicks found a lot of similarities in Texas to what I observed in Oregon.
Do I have enough safe school buses to get my kids to school? Do I have enough police officers patrolling downtown? Do I have good water and sewer protection? You know, these are things that Texans have to be concerned with, as residents around the country do. It doesn't really pass the common sense test, much less the benefit cost test for most local communities.
Hey, Commissioner.
How you doing?
How are you? Thanks for having us.
You bet. Come on in.
Thank you.
I took Michael Hicks's findings to Taylor County Commissioner Randy Williams, who was one of the government leaders who agreed to approve a tax abatement for the data center companies, allowing Lancium, Oracle, OpenAI, and others to forego paying taxes on 80% of their property value for the next 10 years.
He says that state and local governments should suspend existing tax incentives and defer any future incentive decisions until more analysis has been completed. Do you agree with that assessment?
No, I don't agree with that at all. It's, I mean, we're anticipating when that thing is done and all the buildings are open, between 400 and 1,200 additional jobs.
A lot of the job creation is just job transfer from other industries temporarily. They're leaving jobs to take these jobs. They're not new jobs.
Yeah. Thank you. Finally, someone with a brain.
So why don't communities slow down, take a pause, and assess this?
You can slow down if you want to.
But you get run over.
It's not going to happen in your community because these companies are moving. They're going to be down the road someplace else, and your community is going to get passed over.
The public should be very concerned when companies like Meta, Google, Amazon make these promises around the types of jobs that they're bringing into the community.
Finally, I talked to a worker who actually knew these data centers from the inside.
I thought that by applying to work at the Google data center, this was my ticket.
Shannon Waite worked at a Google data center in South Carolina until 2021.
I was contracted through Adecco, which is a large contracting agency working on Google servers, Google computers in the data center.
Shannon had high hopes it would turn into a full-time gig.
Anytime a new building was about to be built or
and
go
she's
up, we would be so
probably,
excited because we thought that meant that Google was going to open up a headcount for more full-time employees.
When Shannon brought up money and asked coworkers about their bonuses, a superior told her she was not allowed to discuss pay, and security walked her out of the building. She filed unfair labor practice charges. Shannon now works as a community organizer.
We still on that? We're still stuck in 2003? Where's this taboo topics? What is that? You're not allowed to discuss your pay. If a superior tells me that, yeah, can't send a boy to school and expect him to learn nothing. If you learn something and then you use it in the company, try it and let me know what happens.
It's clear that there are no clear-cut answers when it comes to the real trade-offs of AI. It is true that some workers are seeing benefits with high pay, but even those workers, like Ty and Damien, understand that the bigger picture is a lot darker.
Yeah. You're basically helping
Seeing
creating
data
that
centers sometimes
dystopian
makes me
nightmare.
curious.
But
It
yeah,
often makes me sad.
if you're not going to
It
do
feels
it,
like we made
somebody
a
else.
mistake as a
And if
society.
you're in the
I think
present, you
about the
got to
people
get that
who
money.
used to farm there.
I
but
understand.
Mostly,
So I
think
respect them
about
still.
my kids.
What are you
Not
going to
only
do?
what are they going to do
Let's
for
be
jobs,
honest.
because
What are you going to do?
have no illusions that my kids will be farmers. But where will they find their food?
We're going to keep tracking this, so if you're a data center worker with a
Scientific
story,
food.
please send us a tip at stories@perfectunion.us. Before you go, please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to our channel.
Yeah. We cooked, boys. We cooked. Yeah. It will not have a good ending. But without dragging it out, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, because it's absolutely important that we discuss it. I'll go to every video. I go to every comment and try to reply. I'm not trying to. I have no subs. What am I talking? Peace out, boys.